Welcome back to my channel. I truly appreciate that you have given me your precious time to watch today's video. Your support means the world. Today's topic is the Great Wall of China is one of the most legendary structures in human history. Stretching thousands of kilometers across the rugged mountains, deserts and plains of northern China, it has fascinated travelers, historians, and explorers for centuries. For many people, it symbolizes China's strength, determination, and ability to achieve the impossible. Yet, behind the stone and bricks lies a story that spans more than 2,000 years. This is not just the tale of a wall, but the story of a nation's survival, unity, culture, and identity. The idea of building defensive walls in China dates back long before the Great Wall as we know it. In the 7th century BCE, during the spring and autumn period, small kingdoms in northern China began constructing walls to defend their territories from nomadic invaders, especially from the north. These early walls were made mostly from tamped earth and wood, not the stone and bricks we see today. When the Warring States period, 475 to 221 BCE, began, several Chinese states expanded these walls to protect their borders. The states of Qin, Zhao, and Yan were particularly active in building walls because they were the closest to the nomadic tribes of the northern steppes. These early walls were not connected. They were local defense systems, but their idea inspired the creation of what would become the Great Wall. The true story of the Great Wall begins with Emperor Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor of a unified China, who ruled from 221 to 210 BCE. After unifying the warring states, he wanted to protect the empire from the powerful Xiongnu tribes to the north. Instead of building new walls from scratch, he ordered the connection of existing walls built by earlier states. This became the first version of the Great Wall, stretching about 5,000 kilometers. However, it was not made of stone and bricks. Rather, it consisted mostly of compacted earth, which eroded over time. The construction was extremely difficult and dangerous. Thousands of workers, peasants, soldiers, and prisoners were forced to work, and many died due to exhaustion, harsh weather, and poor living conditions. Legends even say their bones became part of the wall, though this is symbolic rather than literal. The next major phase came during the Han Dynasty, 206 BCE to 220 CE. The Han rulers wanted to secure the Silk Road trade routes, which connected China to Central Asia and beyond. They expanded the wall westward into the desert regions, reaching as far as modern-day Gansu province. Watchtowers and garrisons were added to strengthen defenses and to serve as communication stations. Soldiers stationed on the wall used smoke signals and fire beacons to send messages quickly across vast distances, an ancient version of instant messaging. The Han Wall also helped control trade and immigration. It wasn't just a military barrier, but also a political and economic boundary. During the Sui 581 to 618 and Tang 618 to 907 dynasties, China grew strong and expanded its territory far beyond the northern borders. Because of this, the wall was less emphasized, and many parts fell into neglect. However, the nomadic threat never fully disappeared. In the Song dynasty, 960 to 1279, the wall became relevant again as China faced invasions from the Khitan, Jurchen, and Mongols. But instead of a continuous wall, the Song relied more on military outposts and alliances. This period showed that the wall was not always the ultimate solution. It was one of many strategies for defense. The Mongols, led by Genghis Khan and later Kublai Khan, were perhaps the most formidable enemies China ever faced. Despite the wall, the Mongols managed to invade and conquer China in the 13th century, establishing the Yuan dynasty, 1271 to 1368. During their rule, the wall lost importance because the empire extended deep into Central Asia, making the old defensive line less useful. This showed a key fact. The wall could slow down invaders, but it could not completely stop a determined enemy with superior mobility and strategy. The Ming dynasty, 1368 to 1644, was the golden age of wall construction. After overthrowing the Mongols, the Ming rulers were determined to prevent their return. They began rebuilding and reinforcing the wall on a massive scale. This is when the wall took on the appearance we recognize today, built with stone, bricks, and mortar, often with impressive battlements, watchtowers, and fortresses. The Ming Wall stretched over 8,800 kilometers. It zigzagged across mountains, valleys, and deserts, creating one of the most breathtaking sights in the world. The Ming Wall was not a single continuous line, but a network of walls, trenches, and natural barriers. Watchtowers allowed soldiers to send signals quickly, while fortresses stored supplies and weapons. The wall also became a symbol of national pride and security. However, even the Ming Wall had its weaknesses. In 1644, the Manchus from the northeast invaded. According to legend, a Ming general opened the gates at Shanhai Pass, allowing the Manchus through. This led to the fall of the Ming dynasty and the rise of the Qing dynasty. Under the Qing dynasty, 1644 to 1912, China expanded far north into Manchuria, Mongolia, and Central Asia. Because the empire controlled these regions, the wall was no longer a frontline defense. As a result, it fell into neglect and disrepair. Sections crumbled, and nature reclaimed large parts of it. By the 19th and early 20th centuries, the wall was seen less as a military structure and more as a historic ruin. Foreign travelers began writing about it, spreading its fame around the world. In the 20th century, the Great Wall became a symbol of China's cultural heritage. The Chinese government began restoration projects to preserve key sections, such as Badaling near Beijing, which was opened to tourists in the 1950s. It was during this time that the myth about the wall being visible from space became popular. While it is indeed massive in length, astronauts later confirmed that it cannot be seen with the naked eye from low Earth orbit because it is too narrow and blends into the landscape. In 1987, UNESCO designated the Great Wall as a World Heritage Site, recognizing it as one of humanity's greatest architectural achievements. Today, the Great Wall stands as both a tourist attraction and a cultural icon. Millions of visitors from around the world come to see restored sections like Badaling, Mutianyu, and Jinshanling. Some adventurous hikers explore wild, unrestored parts that stretch across mountains and deserts. The wall also faces challenges. Erosion, weather, and human activities threaten its survival. In some areas, farmers have removed bricks for building materials, and natural decay has weakened ancient sections. Preservation has become a priority, with Chinese authorities and UNESCO working together to protect it for future generations. The Great Wall is more than just a physical structure. It's a symbol. It represents the struggles and sacrifices of countless workers over centuries. It reflects China's determination to defend itself, to unify, and to endure. It also teaches us a valuable lesson. Walls can protect, but they cannot guarantee absolute security. True strength lies not only in defense, but also in unity, strategy, and resilience. From its origins in the Warring States period, through the unification under Qin Shi Huang, the expansions of the Han, the triumphs of the Ming, and the restorations of the modern era, the Great Wall of China has remained a witness to history. It is not just a wall, it is a timeline carved into the earth, telling the story of China's battles, its culture, its people, and its spirit. Today, whether or not it can be seen from space doesn't matter. What matters is that it continues to inspire awe, reminding us of what human hands and human determination can achieve when faced with impossible challenges. The Great Wall is not simply bricks and stones. It is a living monument of history that connects the past with the present, and the present with the future.